Uno, dos, tres. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, can you hear me? All right, perfect. Patch me through, and at 6:40, you can go ahead and run the basketball open. All right, thanks. You and I don't know. I guess it can still be available for the I should make some boards, shouldn't I?
I was trying to figure out who was going to start for each team, and all I know is for sure 3 of them for Hood River. I don't know the rest of them, though.
Well, let's go to the archives here and see if we can find it. Sounder. That seems like a
So, should we be Hood River tonight without him?
Oh, yeah. Hood River boys are still terrible at basketball. That hasn't changed.
So, we'll go 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that matters, but if... To be honest, they should be able to be comfortable without him, too.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
There's not a skilled basketball team. We make them look a lot better than they actually are.
Hood River sure made Logan look good.
You're supposed to guard her, I guess.
Yeah, Anderson. I mean, he's not that good of a passer.
Huh?
Logan Anderson. He's not that good of a passer to have 18 freaking assists in a game.
I usually question any stats that the East Oregonian produces. That's just because I'm bitter.
Nah. Gonna try and get out early.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Yeah, good evening. Hope to find you well from Hermiston High School on your home of Bulldog Athletics. It is a Bulldog girls basketball tonight on 1360 KOHU and online at gohermiston.com. I'm Eric Olson. He's Sonny Levy. Our studio engineer is Riley Mulvihill. This is your Sway Motors pregame show. Senior night for the Hermiston girls basketball team. The Columbia River Conference champions. That was sewn up on a Friday night in the Dalles. Play host to the Hood River Valley Eagles, who are still looking for their first win in conference play. And we're not just talking this year. They are still looking for their first win in Columbia River Conference play. They come in with a 7-13 record, but have lost 10 in a row. Number 32 in the OSAA's RPI. They are 0-7 in the conference and have had a couple of very tough ones against the Hermiston Bulldogs. Bulldogs, with their win at the Dalles on Friday night, jumped up on Saturday morning to number 7 in the OSAA's RPI. We'll tell you why it's important in a minute. Bulldogs have won 6 in a row. They are 12-8 overall, but 6 6-1 in the Columbia River Conference. 2-game lead with the tiebreaker over the Dalles Watauga with 2 games to play, and that is why Hermiston is in the position to cut down the nets here tonight. The 2 matchups with Hood River, and they've been all Hermiston all the time. January 18th here in the Doghouse, 71-17 the final score. Then on February 1st at Vanette Court in Hood River, 77-29. Hermiston really started finding their offense in that first game on January 18th against Hood River. Not the non-conference was terrible, but it wasn't up to Hermiston standards, and the offense wasn't where fans had been accustomed with it being. Now, since that first game against Hood River, the Bulldogs have eclipsed 70 points 3 times. They've gotten over 60 one other time. They were close to 60 in their first meeting with Pendleton, scoring 57. Other than the 2 games in Kurt's Gym, one of the toughest places to play probably in 5A basketball, Hermiston's offense has really got clicking, and playing Hood River the first time was the elixir, Sonny.
Yeah, it was, and you take a look at the Hermiston offense and the Hermiston defense, and just these girls, they finally found their niche. They finally found the little bit of momentum that they needed to do to take off from a game, and, just prove to themselves that they really are a good basketball team, and they would play basketball very well when they decide that they're going to go ahead and play as a team.
It's about trusting themselves and having confidence, and there wasn't a lot of it from what it's been described to me last Friday night in the Dalles. But late in the game, they found that confidence. Freshman Jansen Edmiston, who had not really hit a shot all game long, hit a huge 3-pointer, then hit a couple of free throws. Gabby Heen hit 4 free throws down the stretch. Hermiston iced the Dalles Watauga 48-42 and won in that incredibly tough place to play. As we said, it jumped them up in the RPI. We'll explain why that is important here as we continue on our broadcast. We're going to take our first break right now. When we come back, we will have your coach's interview with Hermiston head coach Steve Hoffert after 2 minutes on 1360 KOHU. Take a seat on the bench now with Hermiston head coach Steve Hoffert. Senior night in Hood River Valley's in town to take on the Bulldogs. Second to last game of the Columbia River Conference schedule. Let's start. Take a seat on the bench now with Hermiston head coach Steve Hoffert. Senior night in Hood River Valley's in town to take on the Bulldogs. Second to last game of the Columbia River Conference schedule. Let's start with the seniors because it is their night, and start with Heidi because she's been with your program for 4 years and really has been a contributor for a lot of that time.
Yeah, she's been with the varsity team for 3 years of her 4 years and stepped right into her sophomore year. in a role that I wasn't sure she was ready for, to be honest, quite honest with you, her sophomore year, and proved me wrong, sort of, and has never relinquished her position on this team for the last 3 years. She's a scorer. She's smart. She knows the game. She's very deceptive when she plays a defense. Teams try to attack Heidi because she's one of our bigger guards, taller guards, and she's very good at what she does because she's learned how the game's played, and she's learned from a very good sister in Courtney and some very good seniors around her last year. So she's one of those players who is going to be really. We lose players every year that are difficult to replace. Heidi's going to be another one. Heidi gives us a lot of scoring options on offense. She gives us some great mismatches defensively. So her contribution, as you know, has been huge the last 2 years, and this year even more so.
Is there a game or a moment right now for Heidi? Obviously, the career's not over yet. Hopefully, we got a handful more games for her. But something that jumps out to you right now as you reflect on her so far?
Just this year, she has become more of a leader than I think she ever thought she would be. She took that role when we talked sometime just for Christmas about the fact that we're losing some close games and we're not getting the leadership that we need, and going down the Nike Interstate Shootout, she started to show that, and not so much vocally, but I think more in her play and her encouragement of the other girls. She encourages girls more than she gives them negative feedback. I think that's a positive thing for anybody to hear. And then she goes out and she's been very tough offensively for us and scoring lots of points for us and kind of leading the way. So the way she's done things has been a slow, gradual, I think, progression towards the leader she is right now.
And it never really fully had to bear itself out, but I think the unmentioned thing is, had Jansen not fully worked out, had she not been ready to take that point guard position, you were willing to put that freshman there because you had Heidi to take the guard role if you needed to?
You're right. You're exactly right. I knew that she was there next to her side by side, and Heidi knew why she was there, and Heidi knew that she was kind of a protector, and if needed be in situations you saw us this year, I moved Heidi to point, Jansen to two, just for a couple plays to calm her down. Because, knowing that Heidi can handle the ball, knowing she knows the offense and can run things, and Jansen could play the 2-guard spot or the 3-guard spot, it was a nice luxury to have, and we worked through some tough times with Jansen as far as her youth and her inexperience, and she's come around this year and playing like a veteran varsity player now because of the leadership that Heidi's given her.
Speaking of veteran varsity, your other senior will be recognized tonight. Gabby Heen is definitely a veteran varsity player, but first year for you. What's it been like to have her in the program?
It's been great, and you hear horror stories, Eric, about kids at other schools, and they don't like her, she don't like them, and she's a player that's difficult to work with, and I have seen just the total opposite. So we don't pay any attention to what we hear. When she came in, we thought nothing of it. We just took Gabby as she is, and like I said, she is a girl who loves the game. She's a girl who knows the game, and unfortunately, she just hasn't been taught the game like she should have been because she's got some great offensive skills that she's shown this year. So having her here has taken a burden off of Heidi, and it's made Heidi a much tougher guard and basketball player because you've got Gabby who can cross half court and shoot the three if she has to, and people have to respect that anywhere she's on the floor. And she's come a long way this year. We made the comment, it's funny that we make a comment that we always attacked Gabby when she's a Pendleton because she don't play defense, and we knew that. Well, coming here, we've embedded in her mind that defense is the key to winning, and she's bought into it. 2 games ago, we're going, where's your offense? Your defense is awesome, Gabby. Start playing some offense now. So to hear that come out of our mouths, it's like, are we really saying that about Gabby? Because she believes that what we're doing and what she's doing is working, and she likes it. She's having fun doing it. So her defense has actually turned her offense, I think, into a much stronger, well-balanced offensive threat.
We're talking about 2 seniors, too, who, if they want, will have opportunities to continue to play this game. Yeah,
they're both looking at schools, and they both, I believe, want to. They're starting to get more talk from some schools, even locally here, some community colleges and some small 4-year schools. So we're going to wish them the best, and they're going to look at the opportunities that they have in these schools and pick the one that fits them, and I think pick the one that's going to maybe offer them a little bit of free education. That's always a bonus. So that's something that they really haven't talked about much or thought about much until recently with all the attention. So that's just something that they're going to have to focus on, make some decisions on, and kind of show what they can do with the last part of the season.
Sometimes players, once we get kind of late, we get to this senior night, start to recognize that their careers are coming to an end. Have those two, can you see, have they realized that yet?
Last night, the comment was made last night. It's, oh my gosh, this is my last home game regular season. And Heidi said the same thing in the Dalles. And her comment in the Dalles was jubilation. Oh my gosh, this is the last time I got to go to the Dalles and play. Awesome. But it still was sad. And Gabby said the same thing. So yeah, last night was probably the first time we talked about it, because I brought up the fact that this is the end of the season. We got to start focusing on our last two conference games at Gary for State. So they both kind of paused and made those comments. And are both really good friends right now. You probably wouldn't have expected that when the season started, but they've probably become tighter than any two players on my team right now, and they're very supportive of each other, and they're going to miss not playing another year together.
Well, they're both good enough to make sure to get a little bit of a cold here to deal with tonight. You guys are catching the cold bug maybe at the right time or maybe at the wrong time.
I hope it's the right time the wrong time going into the right time. I don't know if that makes sense, but if we can get it out of our system in the next couple of days, we're going to be fine for this weekend, and we're going to have next week to recover. We're going to be playing the Grand next week, and hopefully we're going to be recovered from that. But then going into state, we hope to be full strength. We've had the entire program, our entire varsity team now go through the flu. These are my last few players. So you cross your fingers and knock on wood. They both feel like they're ready to play. Taylor Enders, unfortunately, is not going to be with us tonight because she's home with the flu still. And we got a couple of the girls that are coming off the flu. So, we've got enough depth, Eric, and enough confidence in our players that if they don't play well, they don't feel well, that we can go to the bench and we can get contributions from the other girls.
Hood River's a team that you've controlled 2 times already this season. What do you want to see tonight? What do you work on tonight with them, knowing what they bring?
Well, we've worked on some new sets, and we're not going to change what we do defensively. We're hoping that if they make adjustments offensively, that we can react to that and we can make adjustments defensively on the floor without the coaches having to say what to do. Because my girls have started to figure out they're communicating the switches, the high-low talks, or the weaving. They're figuring those things out and making those changes. And if I'm expecting changes tonight, I'm expecting changes Friday night with Pendleton, and I'm hoping my girls can react to that and defend it and have confidence in what they're doing.
As always, good luck. Have fun tonight.
Thanks, Eric.
Steve Hoffer with us. We'll have a break, come back with a tip-off here from Hermiston High School tonight. Bulldogs taking on the Hood River Valley Eagles back in 60 on 1360 KOHU.
First of all, we have senior Heidi Walshley. Heidi's parents are Kevin and Nancy Walshley. Heidi's future plans are to attend college and to study nursing. And we have senior Gabby Heen. So we have 3 future nurses out there on the floor.
Back to Hermiston High School. We welcome you this evening as we are recognizing the seniors out there at midcourt right now in front of the Hermiston bench. It includes Kennedy Salinas of the cheerleading squad, along with her parents Tracy and Noelle Salinas. And then the seniors for the Hermiston basketball team, Gabby Heen and Heidi Walshley. And as we said, this is the Sway Motors pregame show. We said the next time we were talking to you, we'd kind of explain what the significance was for Hermiston after their win, jumping up on Friday night to number 7 of the OSAA's RPI criteria. What it means is if they're able to hold the top 8, and I ran the numbers on Saturday, and I know that I'm, well, probably, if we're being realistic, about 75% right usually with the RPI. I believe Hermiston's going to stay in the top 8. And if you're in the top 8, you get a first round bye, an automatic bid into the OSAA state playoffs, which start officially on the 2nd of March. The Saturday actually coincides with the same day of the 34th annual Hermiston Sports Boosters Stake Feed and Auction. And you're one win away from back to Eugene for this program and Matthew Knight Arena. So that was a very big victory for Hermiston to win in the Dalles, to erase that demon, but at the same time, it also gives them the RPI points they need to jump up. The reason they're going to stay there is because as long as they get wins over Hood River Valley and Pendleton down the stretch, they will hold their spot with the wins, improving their weighted win percentage in the RPI formula. And then there is discussion of possibly adding a game another week from now in LeGrand that would also boost Hermiston against one of the top teams in the 4A classification. It's a funny situation. It has not been confirmed yet, but if it is confirmed, it would only count for Hermiston's RPI, not LeGrand's, because it's after the 4A cutoff, but before the 5A cutoff. So it's all a bunch of confusing mumbo-jumbo as far as the OSAA's RPI formula goes. But really, that's just for seeding. And the good news for Hermiston is right now their seeding is looking really good. Number 7, number 8, number 6, wherever it may be, and I think it's going to be 6, to be honest. That's a home game as well on March 2nd, with a home win to get you to the state tournament. And for this program, it would be 4 consecutive trips to Matthew Knight Arena down in Eugene. So very good to get the win in a tough place to play last Friday night. Should give them a lot of momentum coming into tonight's game.
Well, yeah, excuse me, Eric, and even with the little bit of a sickness that is going through the Hermiston basketball team tonight with Gabby and Heidi, it shouldn't be a huge thing that we should have to really worry about, because there are girls that will pick it up for them. But, you'll see Heidi and you'll see Gabby in this game, probably maybe half a game, if that, depending upon how they feel. Watch them out there work out. They seem to have the energy level up. But, then again, it's just going to go with how the game goes.
Right, and it's senior night, so you expect those two are jacked up just a little bit more. They got their recognition, and it is going to be a question of how quickly, if Hermiston does put this game away, can they do so? Will it be like the first 2 meetings with Hood River? If it does, it should give the Bulldogs an opportunity to get some rest, because they are late in the season. They are banged up. Steve Hofford says they're coming through the very tail end of this flu bug that has gone through the entire program. So it'd be a nice night to get kind of healthy before Friday's trip to Warburg Court, as Hermiston has beaten Pendleton pretty much handily the first 2 times this year. But it's always tough when you go to Warburg, and so Hermiston wants to make sure that they are in ship shape when they go to that game coming up on Friday night. We continue our Sway Motors pregame show. We'll take another 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups brought to you by the Stratton Agency on your hometown radio station, 1360 KOHU.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Doghouse for exciting varsity girls basketball action this Tuesday evening in Hermiston. Tonight is senior night in the Doghouse, and this is the last regular season home game for the Lady Bulldogs.
The national anthem here at Hermiston High School, presented by the band, led by Paul Dunsmore, the first-year band director for Hermiston High School. It's time for your starting lineups. They're brought to you by the Stratton Agency. We'll start with the visitors, Hood River Valley's Eagles, as introduced by head coach Tom Ames. They'll start at one guard position, a senior, Natalia Ames. At the other guard, another senior, Hallie Curtis. At a forward, a senior, Lauren Waller. At another forward, senior, Aaliyah Bruck, and then at a forward, a sophomore, Kelsey Wells. Hood River Valley comes in with a 7-13 record, 0-7 in the Columbia River Conference, trying to snap a 10-game losing streak in tonight's meeting with Hermiston. The Bulldogs coming into this contest, number 7 of the OSA's RPI, number 9 in the most recent coaches poll that is out. 12-8 overall and 6-1 in the CRC on a 6-game winning streak. Starting 5 tonight, it includes at the point guard position the 5'8 freshman Jansen Edmiston. At the forward, a 5'9 sophomore Liddy Valle. And at the center, 6'2 junior Shelby Sanders. Then the two seniors getting their start on their night. At the shooting guard position, the 5'11 senior Gabby Heen. And the 5'8 senior at the wing, Heidi Walshley. Head coach is Steve Hofford. His assistant is Juan Rodriguez. The JV coach is Kim Tabor. Her assistant, Bill McLeod. And the freshman coach is Ron Civi. The athletic director is Dan Emery. The athletic trainer is Dan Emery. The athletic director is Mike Kay. I'm Eric Olson. He's Sonny Leby. Riley Mulvihill is our studio engineer. And we are just about ready to tip things off here this evening as the Bulldogs take on the Hood River Valley Eagles from the Doghouse. Programming note for you, actually, let's get a Lifetime Vision Source scoreboard update first. Hermiston JV girls 46-18 winners tonight. The freshmen 63-14, and the Portland Trailblazers skid continues. Miami Heat beat them 117-104 down in South Beach. Rookie Damian Lillard, though, ended up with 33 points. Rookie Damian Lillard's a point guard, and he ended up with just 3 assists, but it wasn't quite enough. 33-3 doesn't amount to a W for the Blazers. That's your Lifetime Vision Source scoreboard update as the starters get introduced here tonight. I have not heard anything about any silent night hilarity for a second consecutive game. So hopefully the crowd will be at full throat and we won't be able to hear me from corner to corner of the gym here tonight. Although I do think that there's a good chance the Bulldogs can get to 10 points before the end of the first quarter. The boys were not able to do so on Friday night, but did come away with that win over the Dallas Watonka. Hermiston boys in Hood River tonight looking for the victory as they try to close out the season strong. They got the conference #1 seed and the conference title with the win on Friday night. Now they need to back that up and close out on a strong note to go into the postseason with some momentum, because they are going to be on the road for the remainder, however long that season goes. Hermiston's girls, I believe I can guarantee for you, will have a home game, whether it's in the round of 16 or whether they will be a home team in the play-in round is still to be determined. I believe it'll be in the round of 16, but I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that I'll give you my entire paycheck if that were the case. So the Bulldogs are going to be attacking left to right in their home white uniforms. Bulldogs across the front in purple. Purple numerals on the front and the back, a little bit of gold trim. Hood River Valley's road uniforms all blue with the Eagles across the front in yellow. Yellow numerals and lettering trimmed in white. It's going to be Shelby Sanders to jump things up against Lauren Waller. We're still waiting. The music's still running, and now we're ready to go. Ball's up in the air. Sanders wins it easily. Back to Jansen Edmiston, and the Bulldogs will start. Gabby Heen, right wing for 3. How about to open it up? Senior night? No, off the front iron, and Waller gets the rebound for the Hood River Valley Eagles. Gives to Bruck, and now it's going to be Curtis, the senior point guard, bringing it up against Heen. Brings it down the left side, pulls up on the wing, and hands off underhand to Ames. Ames circulate up top, over to the right side, picks up her dribble, bounces to the top of the key for Bruck. Bruck spins around at the free throw line, one dribble and hands off. It's Waller coming to her left. Now hands off right to Curtis. Curtis will back up towards half court and reset. 30 seconds gone here in the possession. Now round to the right, double pick, and it's going to be all the way to the right baseline. Curtis blocked, and Heen gets the block. It comes out of bounds. Hood River Valley with the baseline possession. 7:22 on the clock in the first period, and we are looking for our first points of the game as Natalia Ames will put it in play. Baskets to her right as she looks up. Off of the block a little bit, out into the right corner. Burke there. See, I said Bruck, it's Burke. There used to be a Bruck at Hood River, if my memory serves. This one's Burke, though. And that ball's knocked out of bounds as well by Hermiston. So it's a sideline inbound in front of the cheerleaders in the student section for Hermiston on the far side. Aims to put it in play about 25 feet up from the baseline. Gets it in. It's going to be Burke. Burke hands back off to Ames, circling to her right. Yo-yoing with the left hand. Now picks up the dribble as Hermiston cuts her off. Hands off. Coming to the right is Waller. Very long possession here for Hood River Valley. It's taken a minute off the clock, and we're still scoreless. At the right elbow. Down onto the block left side. A shot up off the front iron by Burke, out of bounds. And this time touched by Hood River Valley, so the Bulldogs will have the ball. But we are scoreless a little over a minute into this ball game. Hermiston will square herself up. Now work out to the left side on the wing. Perimeter look. They're going to run a double screen up top. This is for Walshley. Walshley to the free throw line. Sanders out to the right wing. Valle catches. Draws some contact. Kicks back out to the left side. Head fake. Heen's going to drive down to the baseline. Cut off. Back to Hermiston. Walshley open. Right wing. Down into the quarter. Valle tees up the triple. And Hermiston's on the board. Letty Valle hits the three-point shot. And Hermiston in front with 6:25 of the clock of the first quarter. Some full court pressure. Waller's got it across the timeline. Now hands off. Coming to the left. Wells circles back to the right. Into the paint. Throws it away. It's going to be tipped and stolen by Valle. Valle gives to Walshley on the near sideline. Bring it across the timeline. Heidi out to the left wing. And Hermiston is there. Kicks back to Walshley. Walshley around to the right. Heen will tee another triple. This one's off the back iron. A little hard. Sanders the rebound. Gives back to Heen. Heen left elbow jumper. A little bit short. Rebound put back. Heen can't get it to go off the front iron and into the hands of Waller. The rebound for Hood River Valley. A little more than 2 minutes gone in the first quarter, and there's a whistle out of bounds in front of the Hermiston bench. Bulldogs ball as it was dribbled out of bounds off of her foot by Lauren Waller. So 3-0 for Hermiston. Some open looks here for the Bulldogs, but not going yet. Double screen set up top. Hermiston's going to use it coming right side down to the block, draws contact and gets a shot up. She'll go to the line to shoot two on the foul by Hallie Curtis, the senior guard. Her first of the game. And with 5 minutes and 43 seconds on the clock, the Bulldogs up 3-0. It's the freshman, Jansen Hermiston, at the line to shoot a pair. First one is good. Hermiston was cool of ice late on Friday night at Kurt's Gym in the Dalles. Steve Hofford said when she teed up that triple that ended up really being the difference in the game for the Bulldogs, both he and Juan Rodriguez knew that she hadn't really made anything. Missed the second, a rebound put back by Shelby Sanders. And so Hermiston's lead is now 6-0. And even though Hermiston hadn't really made anything, she just caught it and shot it immediately, no hesitation. And swoosh. And that's what Hermiston needed. Coming to the left, it's going to be Ames around Heen. Now throws it across the paint. It's tipped by Valle, but caught and shot by Burke. She can't get it. Another rebound putback. She can't get that either. Sanders to Hermiston. Hermiston the other direction. Up to Heen on the right wing. Heen down inside to Valle on the right block. To Hermiston. Left elbow. Sanders coming to her left. Round everybody and gets the lay-in with the left hand. Sanders has 4. 8-0 Hermiston with 5:03 on the clock in the first quarter. Burke spins around, this is Annie Veach who came in at the last stoppage. Veach out onto the far sideline for Ames, circling up top with the left-hand dribble. Ames picks up her dribble, bounces over to the left side. Waller circling to the right. Between the circles, out to the right wing, Veach. Veach, the junior guard, crosses back over to the right, down into the corner on the right side. Picks up that dribble, bounces down onto the right block. Under the hoop, trying to circle back out. Burke misses the shot. Rebound by Walshley. Walshley gives far sideline to Hermiston. Across the timeline for the freshman point guard. Over the right side, the ball is going to be tipped by Waller. She keeps it in down on the near sideline, but throws a high pass. Veach gets it, bounces it to Wells, who brings it across the timeline for Hood River Valley. Wells really having trouble getting control. Ames now with the triple on the right wing. Can't get it to go. Rebound tipped around. Put back by Burke, and she is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot two. Hermiston got her on the arm from behind. And so Burke's going to be at the line with 2 free throws coming. A chance to put Hood River Valley on the board for the first time tonight. 4:14 left in the first quarter. And the Bulldogs lead right now is 8-zip. Last time these two teams met at Vedek Court, it was 77-29. Aaliyah Burke had 3 points in that game, was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She misses the first here. Changes coming for the Bulldogs. Sarah Ramirez, David Headings, and Mackenzie Bird all onto the floor. Valle and Hermiston say. 0 for 2. Valle is going to get the rebound, and so Hood River Valley is still scoreless, almost to the halfway point of the first quarter. Edmiston down the near sideline, gives to Valle, top of the key, out to Sarah Ramirez, left wing. Down inside to Bird. She loses out of bounds. It's going to be tipped, and they will say that it is Hood River Valley ball. Full court pressure shown by Hermiston as Bird guards the inbounder. Wells trying to get it in, bounces into Veach. Veach guarded by Edmiston, trips, falls down, and then they are going to give a timeout to Hood River Valley. So I guess she dribbled into the fall. And the timeout for the Eagles and Tom Ames, it's going to be a 30-second timeout with 3 minutes and 59 seconds on the clock of the first quarter, and the Bulldogs' lead is 8-0. Albeit a little bit of a sluggish start to this game.
Whole lot of energy right now for Hermiston, but they tried it. We've got it inside with that first group that was there. We had some good open looks, but since we had those good open looks, we haven't really put the pressure down inside, except for Shelby Sanders going in and trying to take it in and up.
Full court pressure. They're going to try to baseball pass all the way down the court up into the speakers. It's going to be out of bounds off Hood River. Ball floated there on Kelsey Wells, the sophomore, and so it's going to be Hermiston with an inbound on the baseline. Edmiston will come to put it in play. Blocks and elbows for the Bulldogs. Up 8-0. Edmiston throws it up top to Sarah Ramirez. To her right for Bird. Bird, head fake, will drive onto the baseline, kicks it back up to Headings. Over to Valle. Head fake comes to her right into the paint. Traveled, got away with it, dumps it off. It's going to be Headings short on the 8-footer. And the rebound for Hood Rivers, Burke. Out to the far sideline. Wells one dribble and gives it back to Burke. Now to half court. It's Veach. Veach comes across the timeline, straight on. 3:40 left, and it's still 8-0 Hermiston. To the right with the dribble is Curtis. Picks up her dribble. Now stuck by Ramirez near half court. Needs somewhere to go. Bounces it to Waller. Coming to her right around a double pick. Out onto the right wing. Waller throws to Wells on the right wing just inside the perimeter. Now a three for Waller. Back iron miss. Ramirez going for the rebound. Goes tumbling to the floor. Bounces out far sideline to Edmiston. Races to the near side. It's going to be Headings. Comes all the way to her left for the left-hand layup and puts it in. David Headings found some space and was able to make it 10-0 Hermiston. Ball lost out of bounds far sideline as it was dribbled out by Curtis. 3:06 left, and it's 10-0 Hermiston. Another change coming. Liddy Valle out. Abby Drotzman into the game. Edmiston just across half court. Come to the left, spin around, and give to Bird at the top of the key. Bird a head fake, comes to her right, jump stop into the lane. Little floater up off the glass and good. Mackenzie Bird makes it 12-0 Hermiston. Under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Bulldogs defense hasn't necessarily been stifling. In fact, Hood River's had some shot opportunities, but they just haven't been able to make anything. Defense getting a little bit better now. Out to the right wing, Waller will try another triple. Airballs that one. Out of bounds, Hermiston possession with 2:35 left in the first quarter. And right now, 12-0. Drotzman, Edmiston, Bird, Ramirez, and Headings. And we could see a lot of the reserves tonight for Hermiston, in part because of the sickness of a couple of senior starters. Ramirez kicks out to Drotzman over the right side for Edmiston. Edmiston right elbow, Bird out into the right corner. Ramirez will try a three off the front iron, foul on the rebound. And it is going to be on Veach. So Hermiston will have a baseline possession coming. On the Lifetime Vision Source scoreboard, after a quarter to play, Hood River Valley up on Hermiston's boys, 16-13. Veach's foul was her first and the second team foul on Hood River Valley. Ramirez to inbound on the baseline. Flings it out to the right wing for Edmiston. Up top, Headings, catch, shoot the triple. The Rainbow's going to be well short. Bird keeps it in, stepped out of bounds though. It's going to be Hood River Valley ball. 2:11 left in the first period, and now a change coming. Ames will come back into the game to replace Veach for Hood River Valley. 12-0 for the Bulldogs. And the full court pressure. Wells will get it in. Into the corner for Curtis. Curtis back to Wells. Wells will spin around, give back to Curtis. Got to get Hood River across the timeline. Now Curtis crossing over back and forth, comes to her left. Picked up by Bird, throws it in, poked away there by Ramirez to Headings. Headings to Ramirez. Ramirez looking up court, takes it herself, throws to Bird. It's tipped out of bounds. Should be Hermiston ball on the baseline. It will be off of the fingertips of Curtis. Minute 53 left in the first period. 12-0 Hermiston. Hermiston to put it in play, blocks and elbows, baskets to her left, flips it up top, Ramirez catch, shoot the triple to start it off for Sarah Ramirez. She hits it. The freshman makes it 15-0 with 1:43 left in the first quarter. Across the timeline, Curtis comes, the senior out to the left side and gets picked. Hermiston the other direction all by herself. Jansen gets the easy lay-in. She's got 3, and that makes it 17-0. 91 seconds left in the first quarter. Timeout for Hood River Valley. It is going to be a full timeout. We'll take it as well. Back in 60 on 1360 KOHU. Hermiston go 1 of 2 from the free throw line?
Yes.
Okay. Those are the only... No, Valle missed a free throw as well. Right?
No.
Yeah. Oh, no, I put it on...
No.
I put Valles on it. Hermiston's on Valles. That was a short timeout.
Yeah. Oh, we tipped it?
Sure we did. Hey, quick back to me.
Oh.
90 seconds left here in the first quarter. Hood River Valley tried it inbounds and didn't get it to anybody. And now, okay, they initially said it was tipped. It's actually Hermiston ball at the far sideline. I believe that's correct. I don't think anybody touched it for Hermiston. Drotzman throws it to half court. Hermiston catches there. Coming to her right, gets a double pick up high, throws it down low in the pick and roll. Bird catches right side, can't finish. Ball loose in the paint, picked up by Headings. Little turnaround 8-footer's going to be well short. Rebound loose on the floor, jump ball. Bird tied up Waller. And with 1:18 left, the possession arrow is Hood River Valley's. Out of their full timeout, still trailing Hermiston 17-0 here tonight at the Doghouse. Wells to inbound, bounces it into nobody. Ramirez gets the steal, flips it over. Bird left side, and right at the glass lays it in. Nice pass by Ramirez. Immediately knew where McKenzie was. McKenzie also positioned herself well. And it's 19-0 with 1:05 left. Can the Bulldogs pitch a shutout in the first quarter? Down onto the right block. Wells dribbled all the way, kicked it back out. A little jumper from 18 feet, too long by Burke, and Hermiston's got the rebound. Hermiston up court to Bird racing the other end. Another lay-in from McKenzie. She's got 6 of Hermiston's 21. 21 zip, 45 seconds left. Now it's about the defense here for the final 40-plus seconds. Full court pressure. Curtis bringing it up near sideline, gets to the middle of the court. At the free throw line, picks up her dribble, bounces right side. Jumper flipped up by Wells, too long. Ramirez fighting for the rebound. It's going to be a last touch by Hood River Valley. Hermiston ball, no. They say the other way.
Yeah, they're saying they keep thinking White's going this way.
Okay, they're just pointing the wrong way. It is Hermiston ball. Changes for the Bulldogs. Drotzman stays, as does Headings and Bird. Heen and Walshley, a couple of seniors back on. 25 seconds left. 21-0 Hermiston. Walshley to Drotzman. The sophomore gives back to the senior. Walshley between the circles. Coming to her left, now to her right, flips it down low to Bird. Little too far, out of bounds. 12 seconds left. Hood River Valley's got that much time to get some points on the board in the first quarter. 21-0 Hermiston. Full court pressure. Bird tips the pass, but it gets to Ames. Ames, the lefty dribbler, coming to her near sideline. Guarded by Walshley all the way up. 5 seconds left. Ames will fling a long shot way short. It'll come right before the end of the buzzer. Half second left. And Hermiston is going to lead 21-0 after 1 quarter of play here tonight at the Doghouse against Hood River Valley. We'll be back in 60 seconds on 1360 KOHU. Well, that's how you draw it up if you are Steve Hofford, the Hermiston Bulldogs. 21-0. They pitch a shutout in the first quarter. Start with the ball, attacking left to right in the second quarter. Out onto the right wing, into the hands of Liddy Valle. Valle bounces it to the right elbow. Shelby Sanders, hands off. Heidi Welch coming to the right. To the hoop, gets fouled, and will go to the line to shoot a couple. Justina Matson, the sophomore forward, picks up the foul, and the third team foul on Hood River Valley, and Matson's first appearance of the night. So for Hermiston, Taven Headings, Heidi Walshley, Gabby Heen, Shelby Sanders, and Liddy Valle on the floor to start this second period. Justina Matson in along with Annie Veach. First time tonight for Sophia Oswald along with Matson. Kelsey Wells still out there, and Natalia Ames running the point guard position. Walshley good on free throw 1. And on senior night, free throw 2 up and good. She's got her first 2 points of the night, 23-0. Walshley and Heen both, the seniors for Hermiston, have been battling some illness here the last couple of days. 23-0, 20 seconds into the second quarter. Veach has it between the circles. Edging to her left, throws out to Matson on the wing. Way too far away for a shot, back up to the top. Wells has it poked away out by Headings. And it's going to be Hood River Valley ball and inbound on the baseline. On the sideline in front of the scorer's table. Ames will put it in play, guarded by Walshley. Bounce into Veach, who's got it just inside half court, guarded by Heen. Comes to her left, a pick set up there. Veach having trouble with the control, gets it to Matson. Matson, look for the backdoor pass, stuck. It's knocked away by Valle. Matson's got it back. She dribbled a couple of times, poked away again. A foul's going to be called. And it'd be Headings on the reach-in. Taven's first, second team on Hermiston with 7:14 left in the second quarter. And 23-0. Matson to inbound in front of the scorer's table. Veach comes to get it, has it just inside half court. Gives right back to Matson on the near sideline. Around Valle, runs into Waller. Matson still with the dribble out to the right wing now. They switch on the screen. Matson's got it down onto the baseline now. Bounce it back out. Veach at the top of the key. They're going to give her a 3. It was a 2. She misses the shot. Matson rebound, can't put it back in. Now Sanders is going to be hounded and tied up, they say, by Matson. Jump ball, possession arrow, Hood River Valleys. 6:55 left in the second quarter. 23-0 for Hermiston. Blocks and elbows for the Eagles as Ames puts it in play. Basket to her right. Into Veach. Veach back to Ames on the baseline. With the left-hand dribble, comes back out top. Top of the key, she slows up there, comes back to her right around a pick. Headings pokes the ball away. It's loose. Heading gets the steal. Gives to Walshley. Walshley on to 2-on-2. Will run herself past Veach. Put the right-hand layup up and in. Heidi Walshley's got 4. 25-0 Hermiston. And now 6:35 left in the second quarter. Waller across the timeline, gives to Veach. Top of the key, coming to her right. Bounces down onto the baseline. There Oswald. Didn't get the shot up, had a look at it, couldn't get it. Waller falls to the floor. Headings jumps down to tie her up. Now it's going to be down there to tie her up Sanders. Jump ball Hermiston's possession. Change coming for Hood River Valley. Dominique Figueroa, the senior guard, coming in for Ames. As Tom Ames looks for some formula that can get his team on the scoreboard now. As already a quarter and almost 2 minutes have expired off this clock. 25-0 Hermiston. Walshley up top. Out onto the left wing for Liddy Valle. Now Taven Headings outside the perimeter left. Top the key for Heen. A little bit far for her. Matson tips a pass in the near sideline. Valle keeps it, drives down, floats it to the free throw line. Sanders into the left corner for Walshley. Now Heen, left side, got away with the walk. No, they caught her. Turnover on Hermiston. 5 minutes, 54 seconds left in the second quarter. And it's 25-0. Far sideline inbound. Wells to bounce it in and gets it to Figueroa. Right back to Wells, who's going to bring it up against Headings. Hallie Curtis will check it at the next opportunity for the Eagles. Headings overcommits. Wells gets into the paint. Can't get the shot to go from 6. Gets her own rebound. Turns back around. Steps to her left. The shot is up. It rolls in. And Hood River Valley is on the board. 5 minutes and 38 seconds left in the second quarter. And the Eagles get their first points of the ball game on a Kelsey Wells shot. And she's fouled by Heidi. Her first third team foul. And so a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way for Hood River Valley. Veach comes out, Curtis comes in. And the free throw by Wells is going to roll in off the front iron. Hood River Valley trails 25-3. Headings into the right wing, kicks it back out to Walshley, comes to the free throw line, back to Headings right. Headings, one dribble to the baseline, kicks it back out. Little two-person game with Walshley, now over to Heen out left side. Skips into the right corner for Headings, steps around a defender, 15-footer short. Matson gets the rebound. 25-3 Hermiston, 5:20 left in the second quarter. Matson races past everybody down the far sideline. Puts her shoulder down into Sanders, double dribble, and they're going to give the foul to Sanders, which was generous to say the least, because she picked up her dribble and then started to dribble again, but they're going to say Shelby committed the foul. It's her first and the fourth team foul. Headings out, Jansen Edmiston back in with 5:12 left in the second quarter. Bulldogs up 25-3, and it's going to be Figueroa inbound on the baseline. Baskets to right, throws it over to left to Matson. Steps to her right, jump ball there. As Edmiston got the block and forced Matson to go up and come back down with it. The possession arrow is Hood Rivers. Is it, or did they not switch it the last time?
It is theirs this time. We had the
That's
jump ball
right, the
down
jump
below.
ball's tied up by Sanders down under the basket. Goes right into Waller, steps to her left, into the paint, puts a little floater up and in. And, Wells got it. She's got all 5 points for Hood River Valley. They're down by 20. Heen, baseline left, hits the 15-footer, running down onto the baseline. Gabby Heen hits her first shot, 27-5. Matson the other end. Hermiston slow to get back, missed the shot, and Sanders gets the rebound. 4:45 left in the second quarter. Pace picking up a little bit. Heen down onto the baseline, back to Edmiston. Right wing a triple for the freshman, knocks it down. Jansen Edmiston's got 6, now 30-5 Hermiston with 4:33 left in the second quarter. Bounced in by Wells, gets it around to Curtis. Curtis across the timeline, 3-on-2. Curtis at the right elbow, bounces it down off of the shoe tops of Oswald. Sanders down there to tie up Oswald, and it's going to be a jump ball. Hermiston with the possession arrow this time. Bird's going to check in. Sanders will come out, as Hermiston's able to kind of rotate liberally here tonight. Up 30-5 with 4:20 left in the second quarter. Edmiston brings it across the timeline, edging towards the near sideline, out under the right wing for Heen. Heen guarded by Matson. Comes to her left with one step, now skips over to the left wing. Right back to Heen, right side for the triple, front iron off, rebound secured by Bird on the block, turnaround floater up and across the iron, tip back out, Bird gets the rebound, kicks out to the left wing. Edmiston will tee a triple off the front iron, and Baye gets the rebound. A double team for her, out to Heen, open for the three on the right wing. This time Gabby knocks it down. The three-point shooting extraordinaire gets her first triple of the ball game. She's got 5, and it's 33-5 Hermiston with 3:39 left in the second quarter. Just inside half court. Coming to the left, Figueroa. Gives to Matson. Matson circling way outside, out to the right wing. Poked away there on a pass to Curtis. Curtis comes around a pick. Goes back to her right. Works down under the block. Tried to throw it across the lane. Tipped out by Hermiston. Baseline inbound for Hood River Valley. First, Hermiston will get another change. Jasmine Gutierrez, the sophomore, will come into the game. And it's going to be Figueroa inbound on the baseline. Blocks and elbows for Hood River Valley with 3:23 left in the second quarter. Figueroa throws her right in. Wells steps to her left, falls to the floor. Ball still loose. Bird goes for it and picks it up. Looking for an outlet. Gets to Edmiston, near sideline. Edmiston back to her left, out onto the wing. Walshley catches into the corner. Heen will try another triple. Yes! Heen's got 8. 36 now to 5. Under 3 minutes left in the first half. Wells out to the far sideline. Gets her dribble stopped. Figueroa has it now. Figueroa coming to the right, around a pick from Wells. Guarded by Walshley. Bounced down into the block. Caught there by Oswald. Kicks it across the lane. Curtis has it. Free throw line back out to Figueroa. Figueroa to her left, one dribble, now gives. Wells at the free throw line. Guarded there by Edmiston. Wells will try to put her shoulder down. Come to the left side. Floater up, no. Rebound, put back, yes, and she's fouled by Gutierrez. It's going to send her to the line for another three-point play opportunity. It's Jasmine's first, 5th team on Hermiston. And Wells has a chance to make it 36-8 with this free throw. She made her first of the game, and she makes her second of the game. She has all 8 of Hood River Valley's points. Change coming, and she'll come out and get a rest. Burke will come back in for the Eagles. Hermiston brings it up with Bird, Gutierrez, Keene, and Walshley. Walshley top of the key, coming to her right, down under the wing. Heen there, another triple, around and out. Gutierrez the rebound, spins around in the paint, loses it. Curtis has it the other direction. Curtis stops at half court, flips it up to Figueroa, right wing. Figueroa drives down to the baseline, throws it into the paint, and it's going to be stolen away by Bird. Bird off at a foot race, has Heen to her left, gives it to Heen. Gabby has it left side, the lay-in off the front iron. Bird rebound, put back coming to her left, it hangs on the front iron and in. Mackenzie Bird's got 8. That's tied with Heen for the leading scorer in this game, although Heen just barely missed double digits. 38-8, Hermiston's advantage with 1:45 left in the second quarter. Figueroa gives out to the near sideline. Matson circling up top, still circling out to the right wing now. And it's going to be a long triple, way offline by Curtis. Rebound, though, back out to Curtis for Hood River Valley. Figueroa now top of the key. To her left with a little bit of a dribble. Comes back to the right around a pick. Tries to split 2 defenders. Go down over the top of Gutierrez with the shot. Bird skies for the rebound. 38-8 Hermiston. 1:15 left in the second quarter. Hermiston slows up. Will bring it across the timeline. Hermiston's going to run an offensive set. Out to the wing for Walshley. Walshley back to Bird. Heen running the baseline, back and forth under the hoop. Hermiston to Bird out top, left wing, into the corner for Walshley, back to Bird. Bird down under the right baseline, bounce to Walshley on the right block, kicks back out to Hermiston. She'll try the triple. It's going to be way too long, and the rebound into the hands of Burke for Hood River Valley. Up court, throws it away, trying for Figueroa, steal for Hermiston. 45 seconds left in the first half, 38-8 Hermiston's advantage. Had been nearly as prolific in the second quarter, but Hermiston's still winning the quarter. Down under the baseline, Bird catches there, right around the defender, can get the layup to go. Just barely got the touch to get it. 40-8 Hermiston. 25 seconds left. Matson has it across the timeline. Matson's going to try to attack, coming to her right, into a double team, gets the shot to go. She rolls down to the baseline, and will have a chance for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Hermiston just not moving their feet there. The foul against Gutierrez, her second, and it is the 16 foul on the Bulldogs. 20.7 seconds left in the first half. And Taven Eddings will come in for Gabby Heen. First one other than Wells to score for Hood River Valley. And Justina Matson can't make the free throw, though. Rebound is tipped around, still loose, picked up by Oswald, floated up and in. Sophia Oswald gets a shot to go. And so it is 40-12 as Hood River Valley gets some buckets here in this quarter. Hermiston coming to right, back to the free throw line. Gutierrez out to the left corner. A three for Walshley. Yes! Heidi Walshley hits another triple. And that will bring us to the end of the second period. The Walshley three makes it 43-12 as the teams head to the locker room. We'll take a break. Back in 2 minutes on 1360 KOHU. Sonny Levy, Eric Olson with you here on KOHU tonight and GoHermiston.com. And this might be the longest halftime break ever if they don't get the music started. The Stardust dance team is out, and they've been holding their positions well and still waiting. And now the crowd is cheering as we still don't have music for this squad. Oh well, 43-12 is the score. They'll get going here eventually. As the Hermiston Bulldogs shut out Hood River Valley 21-0 in the first quarter. I can't recall, now in my 6th season here in Hermiston, seeing a shutout by either the boys or the girls in a quarter. And I can't recall, obviously, either of them getting shut out in a quarter. It's hard to do.
Summit.
I wasn't here. I was the other game.
Oh, that's right.
You're talking about the stall game where the Summit girls decided to come out and not
even
shoot,
get a good shot,
just kind of half-court it. And, I was down with the boys down in Central Oregon, so I didn't have to suffer that like you did.
Yeah, that was pathetic. It's kind of like this here where I guess we're having the silent night right now for these poor girls that are out here. They've been holding their positions for about 5 minutes now and doing a great job, I tell you what.
There we go. All right, so the dance team's performing. Stardust dance team here at Hermiston High School. Competition coming for them relatively soon. The Hermiston girls will get into the postseason, and I do believe that they are going to have an automatic bid into the round of 16, as I did the math on Saturday morning after I saw they jumped up into the top 7. I'm not guaranteeing that, but I'm as sure as I can be without saying a guarantee. 43-12 the score here at the halftime break, and the defense was good in the first quarter when they shut out Hood River Valley. Obviously, you've got to be good to keep a team scoreless, but it wasn't great. I mean, it hasn't been the best game Hermiston has played by any stretch of the imagination this season. Just it kind of is a little bit like, well, these teams have played 2 times already, and they've both been about 50-point games, and both teams have kind of already knew the outcome before they even started. It's just kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, it does. Hood River in that second period started putting some pressure on Hermiston going down the middle, getting a little bit of confidence. And, and it looked like they just threw caution to the wind, said, hey, Hermiston's got this game wrapped up right now. Let's just go ahead and try and have some fun, and whoever's got the ball, see if they can put it in the basket. And that's exactly what they've done on the last 3 times down. Whoever got the ball closest to the basket went ahead and put a shot up. They got an offensive rebound and actually got another ball to go in, and with an opportunity to go in one. And you're right, Eric. It's just one of those type of games that started off very strange, other than that Summit game here a few years ago that I did suffer through and watch. That's the first time, but Summit purposely did that.
Right, Hood River wasn't trying not to have this game have points. Obviously, Hermiston scored 21. It wasn't a stall game. It was a mix of good defense, not great defense. I think the team could do even better defensively. They didn't rotate great. They didn't keep the ball out of the paint very well, and they knew Hood River doesn't have an outside shooting game, really. So there were things that they could definitely improve on defensively, and that being said, they still held the team to the shutout, so now you're kind of just picking nits. But Hermiston does lead 43-12 here at the half, and we will take another break here on the halftime show. Come back with some first half statistics for you after 2 minutes on 1360 KOHU.
Why do all the dance routines anymore have such a dark theme to them? Penland's one with them.
I'm not sure.
Pendleton's won state titles with them that way. Holy smokes.
Quite a few of them.
Hermiston High School would like to recognize our Bulldog Way Students of the Month tonight. Each month, Hermiston High School will nominate outstanding students for their ability to consistently represent the Bulldog Way by being respectful, responsible, positive, and safe in all areas. Please join us in recognizing this month's winners as they receive their award in an exclusive Bulldog Way t-shirt presented by Mr. Dusty Porter. Your recipients this year, this month, Stetson Gilbert, a sophomore, nominated by Mrs. Melvin. Trenton Anto, a junior, nominated by Mrs. Jones. Haley Beeson, a sophomore, nominated by Mr. Browning. Morgan Knudsen, a freshman, nominated by Mr. McDonald. Danny Quezada, a junior, nominated by Mr. Larson. Jessica Dixon, a junior, nominated by Mr. Keypower.
Back at Hermiston High School at the half, why don't we get you some halftime scores first on the Lifetime Vision Source scoreboard. Hermiston boys, after trailing by 3 at the end of the first quarter, lead going into the locker room. It is a 36-26 lead at Vedette Court after 2 quarters of play. Alex Ortiz with 9, CJ Flores with 7, Lucas White with 6, Jake Fligg with 6. The Dalles Watauga boys at home trailing Pendleton by 2, 21-19. And the Pendleton girls over Warburg Court trailing the Dalles Watauga 21-16. For the Eagle Indians, this is kind of a do-or-die game for those girls because they're trying to stay into a position where they can host a play-in game now in the first round of the postseason and have the chance to get into the round of 16 with a home victory. And we know how tough Kurt's Gym is. But I think that's predicated on them winning tonight at Warburg Court. They've got the lead at the half, but apparently, according to AJ Mazzolini with the East Oregonian on Twitter, the Buckers closed the half with a 6-point run. So it is the Pendleton boys leading by 2, the Dalles Watauga girls up by 5, Hermiston's boys up by 10, and the Hermiston girls up by 31 here in a Columbia River Conference action. Your first half statistics brought to you by the Hermiston School District's Kennison Field renovation project. Had the groundbreaking on Friday here at Hermiston High. They've already started the activities. As I drove up today, was the first that coming to the game was the first time I had driven past the high school today, and all the hedges are gone. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wow, it's a barren view now as you drive up because there used to be hedges there. Now it's just that scoreboard really in the middle of nothing as the work started in earnest for PNC Construction and its subcontractors. But go on to the Hermiston School District's website. Check out the Kennison Field renovation project link for more information. First half scoring, Hood River Valley's Kelsey Wells had 8, 2 apiece for Justina Matson, and Sophia Oswald adds up to 12 for Hermiston. Mackenzie Bird off the bench with 10, 8 points for Gabby Heen, 7 for Heidi Walshley. Jets at Edmiston with 6, 4 for Shelby Sanders, 3 for Liddy Valle, 2 for Taven Heading, 3 as well for Sarah Ramirez. Bulldogs 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Hood River Valley 2 of 5. Hood River Valley nothing from outside the arc, and Hermiston has scored 6 times from extra distance. Other stats that stand out for you, Sonny?
Turnovers actually, Eric. In that first half, Hermiston had Hood River had 19 turnovers first half. Hermiston was at 6. Very good job by Hermiston defense, but a lot of those turnovers by Hood River were just throwing the ball to nobody at all. Rebound-wise, 12 rebounds for Hood River. Hermiston had 15, and Mackenzie Bird had 4 of those, and Shelby Sanders had 3 for Hermiston.
So the Bulldogs with the lead, 43-12. Second half on the way, 1/62 break, and we're back on 1360 KOHU.
first time in a while I've heard that. They just don't believe in playing it anymore.
Second half coming up here tonight at Hermiston High School. Bulldogs hosting the Hood River Valley Eagles. It is 43-12 in favor of the home team. And it will be Hood River Valley with the possession, attacking left to right in the second half. Kelsey Wells, Natalia Ames, Hallie Curtis, Laura Waller, and Ella Burke for the Eagles. And for Hermiston, Gabby Heen, Heidi Walshley. The two seniors, along with Liddy Valle, Shelby Sanders, and Jansen Edmiston. Bulldogs hoping with a 1-3-1 defense. And Hood River Valley, all sorts of discombobulated here to start this possession. Down into the left corner for Waller. Waller back to Curtis. Everybody's too far away to try a shot. Down under the baseline, and it's kicked back out on top. Actually, there's a change to the starting lineup as Lauren Winans, the senior, gets into the game for the first time. Missed shot, rebound by Valle for Hermiston. Far sideline, Walshley has it across the timeline. Flips it, Edmiston lets it go, and then gets across the timeline before she touches it. And Jansen has it between the circles. Coming to her left around a pick, and Curtis falls down. Edmiston short on the 18-footer, and Curtis gets the rebound. She slipped really on her own, and out to the far sideline by Curtis to Waller. Waller back to Curtis. Hermiston continues a 1-3-1D. Pass off the hands of Ames, out of bounds, off of her fingertips, so it'll be Hermiston ball in the turnover. Minute gone here in the third quarter. Bulldogs lead is 43-12 as it was at the half. Edmiston come across the timeline to the near sideline. Valle onto the wing for Walshley left. Back up top to Heen. Heen flings it over to the right side for Valle. Down onto the baseline. Walshley on the block. Puts up a little flip shot. It's going to be out the front iron. And rebound is pulled down by Winans. Out to the far sideline across the timeline is Waller. Down into the left wing. Wells will try the 18-footer. Off the iron a couple of times. No. Tip back up to the hoop twice. It's out of bounds off of Hermiston. And so it's going to be Hood River Valley ball. Aims to put it in play. 6:31 left in the third quarter. 43-12 is the score. Curtis into Wells. Wells comes into the paint, puts a floater up, around and out. Winans rebound, put back, no, and Sanders gets the board. She's tied up, jump ball. Hermiston with the possession arrow. 6:23 left in the third. 43-12 in favor of the Bulldogs. Valle gives to Edmiston, will bring it up for Hermiston. Edmiston straight on, spins back to right, double screen for Heen. They give out to the wing for Walshley. Left wide open for the triple. She's going to be short off the front iron. Rebound's tipped around, touch last by Sanders, out of bounds. It'll be Hood River Valley ball. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. 43-12. Bulldogs back into the man-to-man defense. Curtis coming to her left, around Heen, down all the way to the left block. Curtis can't get the layup to go right off the iron. Edmiston with the rebound. Coming the other direction, pushing the pace up to Walshley on the right wing. Walshley crosses over, kicks it across to Valle. Down inside to Sanders, poked out of bounds, off of the hands of Wells. Hermiston with a baseline inbound. 5:46 left in the third period, still at 43-12 where we started this quarter. Heen to inbound. Throws it in, it's going to be tipped out, and it's going to be... They're going to give Hermiston a timeout first, apparently. And Steve Hoffer just did not like what the inbounds play looked like. Getting into the team a little bit here. He does have the starters on the floor, and they have not executed for the first 2 minutes and 14 seconds of the third quarter. Their lead is still obviously comfortable at 43-12, but it's about making sure you execute, especially in the set plays here. That's what you're working on in the second half.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing. There's no energy out there right now, and they're not coming to they're not finishing their trip all the way through the lane when they're doing it. They're stopping about halfway through. The pass is getting there late. Like I said, just a plain and simple lack of energy right now.
Well, I think there was an X's and O's issue on that last play, too. They get it in to Walshley. Partial block there. Walshley gets it back in the paint, and a jump ball is going to be called, as Walshley was in a forest of blue shirts, and so the possession arrow is Hood River Valley's. 5:41 left in the third quarter. 43-12 is the Hermiston advantage. Annie Veach into the game. She'll run the point guard. The junior edging out to the left. Throws onto the wing. Into the hands of Waller. Waller gives to Winans over the near side for Ames. Ames holding, guarded by Hermiston, waiting for a cutter, now between the circles for Wells. Guarded by Vian. Wells starts to dribble to her right. Around a pick from Winans, picked up by Sanders. Underhand flip, throws it away. It's going to be stolen by Heen. Heen looking up court. Heen loses the handle, picked right back up in the backcourt by Wells. Her pass is tipped by Heen. Sanders has it at half court. Hermiston keeps the possession on the double turnover. Hermiston bounces into the right corner. Walsh will try a triple off the back iron. And Sanders with the rebound for Hermiston. Gives out to the left wing. Down into the corner for Valle. Valle will drive past two defenders and gets fouled as she came into the block. At 4:51 left in the third quarter. It is going to be the first team foul on either side. And it's called on Veach, her second. They say it was in the act of shooting, so 2 shots coming for the sophomore, Liddy Valle.
Must be have that continuation rule coming into high school now.
Something. Valle hits the first. Hermiston is hitting their free throws tonight. They're not getting a lot of them, but that's good because early in the season they were not good from the stripe on these wide open 15-foot shot. Tonight they are 4 of 5. Make it 5 of 6. Valle good on both. And the first points are on the board in the third quarter. 4:50 left in that period, 45-12. Veach has it, throws left side. Waller into the paint, it's poked away by Valle, out to the right wing. Ames still has it, got away with a carry. She dribbles, going to be a double. She doesn't dribble, but she throws it into Wells, puts up a little 8-footer. It's going to be short. Rebound put back. Waller can't make it, and the rebound is out to Ames at the elbow. Backs out onto the right wing, and will reset for Hood River Valley, trying to get up top. Edging out to the left side, around a pick out there. Yo-yoing with the left hand, picks up her dribble, guarded by Sarah Ramirez out on the wing. Down into the corner, Waller double team. Ball poked, loose on the floor, bodies diving for it. Jump ball is going to be tied up. 45-12 left here in the third quarter. And 4:11 left in the period. David Headings, Abby Drotzman into the game, Valle and Heen out. So Mackenzie Bird and Sarah Ramirez came at the last opportunity. Hermiston's the lone one still out there from the start of this quarter. Halfway point of the third quarter on the way. 45-12 the Hermiston lead. Hermiston bounces to Ramirez in the right corner. Skips it out to Headings. Over to the left side. Down onto the baseline. Drossman. Back out. Up top to Hermiston. Out to the right side. Bird. Double team kicks it out. Ramirez. Right wing for 3. Wide open. She knocks it down. Sarah Ramirez has another triple tonight. She's got 6. A couple of wide open 3-point shots for her. Now 48-12. 3:40 left. Hood River Valley still looking for their first points here in the third quarter. Didn't score in the first quarter. All 12 of their points came in the second period. Hermiston and Ames go tumbling to the floor. A foul's going to be called. And they're guessing Hermiston committed a foul. Second on her. First team foul on Hermiston. Ames will come out. Hallie Curtis will come back in. 3 minutes, 31 seconds left in the third quarter. I mean, really, Ames tripped and fell over the top of Hermiston, and Jansen got called for a foul there. 48-12 is the score here in the third period. Out onto the right wing for Curtis, guarded by Headings. The man-to-man defense for Hermiston. They tried that 1-3-1 with the starters to start the period. It was effective against Hood River Valley, but it wasn't incredibly effective because shots could have come from it. Wells at the right elbow. Passes bounced out off of Ramirez, out and bounds near sideline. Front of the Hood River Valley bench. It'll be an inbound for the Eagles. 3:08 left here in the third period. 48-12. And it's going to be near side inbound for Waller. Waller to put it in play. Front of her coach, throws it onto the right wing. Wells, leading scorer for Hood River Valley with 8. Picked up her dribble, knocked away by Drotzman, back out. Veach gives to Wells on the right wing. And it's going to be a kickball off the shoot top for Drotzman. Hood River Valley with the possession, still an inbound coming for them. 2:57 left in the third period, and it's 48-12. Wells to inbound on the baseline. Out into the right corner of the offensive set. Onto the wing, ball's going to be off the hands of Curtis, back to half court. Veach there, guarded by Headings. Veach throws it off a Headings shoot top, and it's going to be Possession arrow for Hood River Valley. Near side in front of the scorer's table. At half court. And to put it in play is Waller. Waller throws it in to Winans. Winans guarded by Bird. Picks up her dribble after a couple of bounces. Down to Veach. Veach coming to her left. Hesitates. Stops. Gives back. Top of the key to Winans. Winans guarded by Bird. Bounce it into Curtis, cutting across the lane. Down the right side, misses a shot over the top of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Headings. Headings to Hermiston. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Out onto the wing, Ramirez. Bounces onto the baseline. Bird comes around to defender to the right side. Can't get the shot to go. A foul's going to be called. And it will send McKenzie to the line to shoot a couple. On the Lifetime Vision Source scoreboard, after 3 periods of play at Hood River, Hermiston 56, Hood River Valley 41. Bird good on her first free throw. The foul for Hood River Valley went against Veach, her third, and the second team foul on the Eagles in the second half. Bird's second is up. Bird's second is good. She's got 12, leading scorer in this game. And it makes it 50-12. Hood River Valley still scoreless in the third period. Curtis up top. Slows down, hesitates on the back door to Wells in the lane. Partial block there by Bird, tipped out. They'll say last touch by Hermiston. Baseline inbound coming for the Eagles. 2:14 left in the third quarter. 50-12. And it's going to be Waller to inbound on the baseline. Baskets to her left. Waller needs to get it in, gets to Curtis in the left corner. Right back on the block. Wells tries to muscle her way in between 2 defenders and lays it in. And Wells gets a point on the board, gets a basket on the board for Hood River Valley with 2:07 left in the period. Now under 2 minutes left, 50-14 the score. Headings left wing for 3. Rounded out, rebound put back. Hermiston's fouled by Winans. 2 free throws coming. Lauren Winans, the senior, picks up her first foul. Wells has 10 now for Hood River. And so Hermiston at the line with a couple of free throws coming. She's 1 of 2 at the stripe. In fact, has the one Hermiston missed tonight. 6 points for her. First one, no. Second one for the freshman point guard is up and good. 51-14 Hermiston. Curtis bringing it across the timeline, edging out to her right, looking that way onto the wing, now crosses back over to the left, comes to the right, looks for the backdoor pass to Veach down on the baseline. Veach has it there. Under the hoop, she bounces into left wing. It's going to be a triple put up and rolled in off of the front iron by Waller. Laura Waller hits her first bucket of the ball game to make it 51-17. 90 seconds left. Headings an answer 3, the other end left corner. Taven Headings from distance. She's got 5, 54-17. That's the 7th three-point shot made by Hermiston tonight. 1:15 left in the third period. At the free throw line, Waller dribbles it off her own foot. It gets to Veach at the top of the key. Veach stuck there. Bounces. It's going to be Wells, left elbow. Wells double dribble. No call. Flings up a wild shot and it goes home. Kelsey Wells has 12 and it's 54-19. Under a minute left in the third quarter. Hermiston between the circles, slows up, comes to her right, around her defender, onto the wing, down into the right corner for Headings. Bird has it on the right block, goes for the shot under the basket and is fouled. Trying to go for the reverse, Bird gets a trip to the line to shoot a couple. Foul on Winans, she's picked up 2 now. 14 foul on Hood River Valley, and Mackenzie Bird, leading scorer in this ball game for Hermiston with 12. At the line to shoot a couple of free throws. The junior, who many times we've heard and told you, last few weeks, her and Shelby Sanders each have been working for about 15 minutes before practices with tennis balls to improve their touch. And Bird has gotten spectacularly good from the free throw line. Makes them both. She has 14 leading scorer in the game now, 56-19. Final 40 seconds of the third quarter. Curtis up top, coming to her right, and she picks up her dribble, hounded by Bird. Hands off to Veach. They switch on the screen, so now Bird's on Veach. Now the Bird's back on Curtis. Coming to the left, lost in the paint. It's going to be taken away by Drothman. Ball still loose. Now the jump ball is going to be called. Probably should have been a travel on Drotzman. Once she got the possession, she was moving on her knees there. Instead, it's going to be Hood River Valley ball on the possession arrow with 26.4 seconds left in the third quarter. Up 56-19. Blocks and elbows. The inbound coming for Waller. Waller gets it in. Wells circles to the right and block. They'll get a call a foul on Bird. And so 2 free throws coming for Kelsey Wells, who is Hood River Valley's leading scorer with 12 of their 19 points tonight. Bird's foul is her first, and it is just the second team foul on Hermiston in the third quarter. Wells has been good tonight for Hood River Valley. She's got her first free throw. Now the sophomore forward will tee up her second. Righty shooter. Up and short, and Brotzman with the rebound. Wells has 13. 19 seconds left. 56-20 is Hermiston's advantage. Bird flips it back in. Somehow Headings has it. Flings a shot up. Veach gets the rebound. It missed everything. Veach lost out of bounds. Let's say tipped out by Ramirez. Hood River Valley ball. 10.6 seconds left in the third quarter. Hermiston up 56-20. Curtis bringing it across the timeline. Crosses over to her left at the free throw line. Now down on the block. Dumps it off. Winans coming to her right. Can't hit right at the hoop. Bird the rebound. It brings us to the end of the third quarter. 56-20 after 3 quarters of play. Hermiston in the lead. We'll be back in 60 on 1360 KOHU. Bulldogs 56-20 on top of Hood River Valley tonight. And the penultimate game of the Columbia River Conference schedule in 2013. Hermiston sewed up the conference title as Kim Neville has a turnaround jump shot stuck in between the rim and the backboard down on the left block. And so Neville starts the fourth quarter off with a smile. And we'll have to get a new ball out there to knock that one out. And a couple of tries. Not going to give Neville the basket as the official knocks that one in. Lifetime Vision Source scoreboard. It is fourth quarter action at Videk Court. Hermiston on top of Hood River Valley, 58-45. Pendleton girls storm back against the Dallas Watauga at home, now 38-33 in favor of Pendleton. 56-20 here, and a jump ball in the paint as Veach gets tied up, then spins around and lays it in. Hood River Valley is back on defense as Hermiston has the possession. So for Hood River Valley, it's Wells with 13, and for Hermiston, Bird with 14. Missed shot wildly. Ramirez has it into the right corner. She'll try a triple. Back iron miss. Veach gets the rebound for the Eagles. Matson circling back out on top with the right-hand dribble. Comes around a pick to the right side. Cut off there by Ramirez. On the baseline, stuck. Now needs somewhere to go with it. Throws it. It's tipped out by Zoe Garcia. And changes coming for Hermiston. Taven Eddings will come out. And into the game, Lily Ringy, the 5'9 junior. So Ringy, Drotzman, Neville, Garcia, and Ramirez right now. Figueroa inbound. The senior bounces it in. It's going to be poked, tipped, and bounced out by Garcia. Tried to get the steal. Bounced it on the baseline. And so it is going to be Hood River Valley with the possession again. Figueroa to inbound, baskets to her left, blocks and elbows, flips it in. Matson 15-footer, little line drive shot, gets the shooter's roll. And so Justina Matson's got 4 now on that basket. And it's 56-22. Down inside to Neville, the pass is poked away into the hands of Wells. Leading scorer for Hood River Valley coming the other direction. Got away with a huge carry of the ball out on the left wing. Still has the dribble down onto the baseline. Bounces it to Figueroa. Figueroa dribbling up top around a screen from Beach. Crosses over into the lane. Out to the right side. Flings a shot up. She goes tumbling to the floor. Wells gets the rebound on the miss. Floats it back out to Beach up top. Down into Wells. Loses the handle out of bounds. Hermiston ball. Thought a change was coming here, and it is. And it is going to be Aaliyah Burke back into the game for Sophia Oswald. 6:26 left in the fourth quarter, 56-22. Garcia out onto the left wing. Ringy there, bounces it into Drotzman. Drotzman left block, turnaround jumper she hits. Abby Drotzman's on the board for Hermiston. And it's now 58-22. Right side, Wells crosses over Garcia, comes all the way to the hoop and lays it in. Boy, nice crossover move there. Garcia let her get by. 58-24. Now Wells has 15. Garcia skips into the left corner for Ringy. Ringy coming around the defenders. Can't get the runner to go. Rebound put back Ramirez. And Sarah Ramirez has 8. It is 60-24. Other end of the floor. Picked up Burke, hands off. Veach down onto the baseline, stuck under the basket, bounces to Matson. Matson jumps into the lane, jump stop, and can't get the shot to go. Is fouled. Will go to the line to shoot a couple. 5:35 left in the fourth quarter. A couple of free throws coming for Justina Matson, the sophomore forward for Hood River Valley. Zoe Garcia picks up the foul. 13 foul on Hermiston. Garcia's first. Matson's first free throw is off quite a bit. And she'll have another shot coming as Natalia Ames comes back into the game for Annie Beach. Free throw no for Matson. Drotzman gets the rebound for Hermiston. Far sideline, Ramirez has it. Slows up on the wing. Gives back up top to Garcia. Comes over to the near side. Neville down inside to Ringy. Poked away by Matson. Matson takes the steal right in front of the Hermiston bench. Rifles a pass off of the hands of Burke. Kept in, though, on the far sideline by Figueroa for Hood River Valley. 5:15 left in the fourth quarter. Figueroa at half court, crosses over, throws the pass, and it's going to be into the hands of Burke. Burke coming to right, back to Figueroa. Guarded by Ramirez. Flips it down to Matson, left elbow. Comes over to the right elbow. Stuck there, loses the ball, poked away by Drotzman. Ball loose. Ramirez racing through defenders, holding off and shielding. Figueroa gets the ball. Out to Garcia, right wing. She'll tee up a triple, around and out. She is a prolific three-point shooter, but that one was not nearly in any type of balance. It's going to come out of bounds. Last touch by Hermiston, so it will be Hood River Valley ball. Bulldogs 60-24 lead. And out of the game Figueroa, out of the game for Hood River Valley as well. Veach come out there. Matson's going to be the one that comes out. Ames into the game along with Curtis, Burke, Wells, and Waller. And we've got a final at Vedek Court. Hermiston's boys win 68-51. 4:40 left in the fourth quarter. 60-24 here. Wells has it, takes it all the way down to the right side and lays it in past everybody. JV team, or the Swingers at least, are going to hear about this defense in practice tomorrow. And we've got a timeout. They're going to hear about it right now. 30-second timeout for Hermiston. Steve Hoffert barking at his reserve squad out on the floor right now. As right now, Wells is getting to the hoop at will. She's got 17. Scoreboard says 15, but I got her at 17 now. Where you got her at?
Let's see. 17.
17 points for Wells. Now they got the update up. Maybe they're listening to us down there. Yeah. 4:24 left in the fourth quarter. 60-26 is the score in favor of Hermiston. Out of a Bulldog timeout. over at Warburg Court, a tight one. Pendleton's girls up 48-46 in the fourth quarter with 1:48 left. We know the Hermiston boys are done with a victory. Lucas Wyatt with 12. Ortiz and Flores with 11 apiece. Fligg with 10. Ryan Wheat had 23 to lead Hood River Valley. Left wing, Neville will flip up a three and knock it down. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Kim Neville. 63-26 Hermiston. 8 3-pointers hit now by the Bulldogs. Check that, 9. Under 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Waller coming to her right, hesitates, now hands off. Ames coming to the left, around a pick. Ames stops at the top of the key, flips back to Curtis. Curtis coming to her right, stops her dribble, comes back to her left at the left elbow, picks up her dribble, stuck there, got away with a huge walk, and then gives back to Ames. Come on. Ames puts the triple up. Ball's going to be off the back iron. It's going to be loose and finally secured by Waller. Out to the right wing, the triple for her, nothing but the bottom of the net for Laura Waller. She's got her second three-pointer. Makes it 63-29. Neville out to the left wing for Garcia. Back to Neville, and around the perimeter they go. Ringill try a long two, right side, back iron miss. Rebound is tipped around, and it's going to be secured by Burke out to the far sideline for Curtis. 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Ames has it on the right wing. Ball over her head. Now starts the left-hand dribble. Yo-yo's over to the left elbow. Flips it back out. It's going to be another triple. Waller again. Back iron, no. Rebound tipped around. Loose picked up by Wells and flipped in. Wells has got 19. 6 in the quarter. And that makes it 63-31. 2:40 left in the fourth period. Garcia spins to her left. Gives to Neville. Outside the perimeter. Neville back to Garcia right into the right wing for Ramirez. Around the perimeter they go with the passing. Curtis pressuring high as Hood River Valley's back into his zone. Ramirez gives to Neville, left wing, the triple off the front iron. Rebound is secured by Waller. Waller turns straight up court. Across the timeline, now edging out to her right. Hesitates there. Hands off, it's going to be Ames coming back to her left around a high pick. Loses the handle, gets it back. Still with the left-hand dribble. Underhand flip to Curtis coming to her right. Crosses over at the elbow, picks up, bounces at top of the key. Burke long two. Back iron off to the left. It's going to be rebound put back. Waller can't make it. Rebound loose. Bodies tumble to the floor. Jump ball. With 1:55 left in the fourth quarter, it's 63-31. Hood River Valley will make some changes. Hermiston will make some changes. Heen and Walsh will get to come back onto the floor. Ramirez and Drothman will come out. And for Hood River Valley, Matson back into the game along with Sophia Oswald. Ames will put it in, blocks and elbows. On the baseline, Ames with the basket to her left. Throws it into the left corner. Now it's going to be Waller out to Matson. Matson thought about the three-point shot. Bad idea for her. She circles around to her right instead. Works down to the right block. Past Heen, lays it in. That was much better than a long three-point shot for sure for Justina Matson, who's got 6 now. And Hood River Valley has got it to a 30-point game at 63-33. Left corner for Neville, back out to Heen. Heen across to Walshley. High pass, Walshley chases it down, out on the left wing. Skips back to Heen on the left side. She'll try a triple. Gabby off the front iron, and Waller with the rebound. Waller turns up court. Matson calling for it. Waller's got it into the right wing. Slows up there. Gives to Ames. Ames coming to her left. Trying to circle all the way around the left block. Can't get the shot over Ringy. Rebound tipped around. Oswald secures it. Gives back to Ames. Ames one dribble. Back to Matson. Free throw line. Out to the right. Too high the pass off of Waller's hands, out of bounds. With 1:03 left in the fourth quarter. 30-point lead for Hermiston. 63-33. 60 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Garcia throws it to Neville. Neville out to the left corner. Walshley will try a triple. And it's going to be short. Rebound is loose. Flipped around. Garcia goes tumbling to the floor. Gets it and gets it back to Neville. Out to the left corner. Long two this time for Heen. She knocks it down. Gabby Heen's into double digits with the jumper. 65-33. She's got 10. Final 35 seconds left. Curtis will drive past everybody. Gets fouled. Gets the shot to go. And we'll go to the line to try to complete a three-point play the old-fashioned way. Foul on Garcia, her second. And fourth team foul on Hermiston. And now we will have... Ringy thought she was coming out, but it was just Ramirez and Drossman coming back in, so Walshley and Heen could get one last standing ovation from the Hermiston crowd. With 33.3 seconds left here in regulation. And Curtis has the free throw coming. Team is going to cut down the nets here tonight, the Columbia River Conference champions. And the shot was well off. Rebound pulled down by Neville. Gets it to the near side for Ringy. Ringy loses the handle. Gets away with a really bad carry. Out to the far sideline, Garcia. Drossman on the right wing. Free throw line, Ramirez comes to her left, can't get the short jumper to go. Rebound by Oswald. Oswald bounces out to Curtis. Curtis flings it up court to Matson, too high. Matson keeps it though. Comes to her right, flips up a shot, can't get it to go. 8 seconds left. Ramirez with the rebound. Ramirez races past Curtis. Ramirez still with it. Draws some contact, flings a shot up, and with 1.9 seconds left, will go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Foul is number 4 on Hood River Valley. Goes against Ames, her first. And so Ramirez at the line. She has tonight
8 so far.
8 points. So I thought she wasn't up on the board right now. They still have Walshley and Heen up on the board for the players participating right now on the scoreboard off to our right. Ramirez makes 1 of 2, hitting the second. And there will be a shot that comes up short at the buzzer. It is 66-35. Hermiston gets the win, gets the season sweep of Hood River Valley. It improves to 13-8 on the season, 7-1 for the Columbia River Conference champions for Hood River Valley. Now a 7-14 mark, 0-8 in the CRC. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will have some final statistics, hopefully talk with the player of the game, and wrap things up here this Tuesday night from Hermiston High School. That's all after a 2-minute break on 1360 KOHU. Eric Olson, Sonny Levy with you tonight at Hermiston High School as the Bulldogs cut down the nets. They wrapped up the Columbia River Conference title with the win at the Dalles on Friday night. But here on senior night, they get the big win, 66-35 over Hood River Valley. And let's take a look at your Lifetime Vision Sources scoreboard. The one that was of the most intrigue just went final. I don't know how it happened, but the Owls Watonka got a bucket in the final 30 seconds or so at Warburg Court to beat the Pendleton girls 50-48. So the Dalles Watonka girls pick up their victory here this evening. And then the Dallas Watauga boys beat Pendleton 60-51. And the Hermiston boys won at Hood River Valley 68-51 in that one. Lucas Wyatt with 12. Alex Ortiz, CJ Flores 11 apiece. Jake Fligg with 10. Ryan Weed had 23 to lead the Eagles. So, a couple of Hermiston wins, couple of Dallas Watauga wins. Standings right now look like this. In the girls bracket, Hermiston with a now 13-8 record, 7-1. The Dallas Watauga is 15-6 and a 5-3. Pendleton is 10-12 and a 4-4. And Hood River Valley is 7-14, and they are 0-8 in the conference. On the boys' side of the Columbia River Conference ledger, with the finals in the books, again, the Dallas Watauga boys winning at home against Pendleton 60-51, and the Hermiston boys winning in Hood River Valley at Vinet Court 68-51. And we're a little bit at the mercy right now of the internet before I can get you the standings for that one. It is Hermiston in first, the Dallas Watauga in second, Pendleton's boys in third, and the Hood River Valley boys still winless in the conference, I believe, is what we've got for them. As the internet freezes up on us, so that's what live radio does for you. 66-35. Why don't we come back and we'll have some post-game thoughts here this evening, some final statistics, and maybe get you an interview as well. We'll do that after 2 minutes on 1360 KOHU. You didn't have to run. I know you're sick. $30 seconds. Here we are back at Hermiston High School tonight. The girls beat Hood River Valley 66-35 on senior night. The Columbia River Conference title was wrapped up on Friday night, but here at home, they cut down the nets now. You got your net. Heidi Walshley is with us right now. It feels pretty good to get another one of those, I bet.
Yeah, very good.
Hey, talk about the emotions of senior night and, you know, what it was like to know that this was the final regular season game at home.
I just think it's been a really long road, and I've grown a lot, and I'm very thankful for everything, and I couldn't be happier right now. So
I'm not closing the book, obviously, because I've done the math. You're going to be back here for a playoff game, and it might be a round of 16 game in the doghouse. But, I mean, as far as your memories, what stands out about Hermiston?
I would have to say our drive, and we don't give up easy, and every team I played on, there's just passion for it, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So talking about it is way harder than just dealing with it. But yeah, it can be sad, and my mom doesn't help at all, tearing up, and so I don't know.
All right, but you kind of set yourself up for that one, talking about drive. I mean, how good was tonight's game as far as effort-wise?
I wouldn't say too much. We kind of, we didn't play a lot, and, well,
we're busy right now, Coach.
but,
I mean, but you get the win. I mean, that's the important part.
Yeah, and that's what we needed, and it'll carry us into playoffs, and so.
But as far as those shutting the team out, I mean, do you remember doing that before in a quarter?
I think we did the first game home against them, against Hood River, right? I'm not sure.
I was with the boys that game, so maybe
yeah.
Sonny?
It was.
He thinks they had 3 points there, but either way, I mean.
As far as scoring,
yeah.
No, I don't remember ever doing that to a team that I can think of this year. So
defense was pretty good there.
Yeah, and I mean it comes and goes, and intensity is like a roller coaster. Depends on who's in and like what's going on. So they're yelling at me.
What? They're yelling at me. They're not yelling at you right now. All right, you go.
Right,
you go.
Thank you.
Trying to do live radio here. Yeah, whatever. Heidi Walshley joining us here tonight. Hermiston wins 66-35. Get no respect around here. I like Rodney. All right, let's get you some final stats from this one. The Hood River Valley Eagles. And the leading score for them, leading score in this game, Kelsey Wells had 19. Justina Matson ended up with 6 points. Lauren Waller had 6 as well. Hallie Curtis had 2 tonight. And Sophia Oswald finished with 2 points for the Eagles. For Hermiston this evening, the leading scorer for them ended up Mackenzie Bird with 14 points. Gabby Heen had 10. After that, Jansen Edmiston, Heidi Walshley had 7 apiece. Sarah Ramirez ended up finishing tonight with 9 points when it was all said and done. Kim Neville had a triple. Abby Drotzman had 2. Taven Headings had 5. Shelby Sanders had 4 points here this evening as the Bulldogs come away with the victory. Any other stats that stood out for you, Sonny?
No, other than the fact that I think Steve Hoffert's going to be a little bit disappointed with the fact that his team was out-rebounded tonight, according to my stats, 31-29. And that Turnover-wise, Hood River, they 25 turnovers. Hermiston did a very good job, but only 10. 9 3-pointers. Amazing. 9 3-pointers. 11 of 14 from the line. Hood River, 2 3-pointers, 3 of 10 from the line.
So the final again, 66-35. Doubleheader coming up on Friday night as the Hermiston girls and the Hermiston boys will take on the Buckaroos. We'll go on the air for you Friday at 5:15 with our Sway Motors pregame show right here on KOHU and stream it online at GoHermiston.com. For now, for our studio engineer Riley Mulvihill and Sunny Levy, I'm Eric Olson. Have a good rest of your Tuesday evening. We'll talk to you again soon.